Welcome to our deep dive on the hidden costs of so-called certified translations for immigration. Today, we'll explain why government agencies often reject documents, what a compliance certification statement actually requires, and how to double-check your files so you avoid months of delays and wasted dollars. Let's begin by framing the core problem, and then move step by step toward a clear, practical solution. First, let's acknowledge the painful reality. Many applicants are rejected not due to poor translation quality, but because the certification statement is incomplete or incorrectly formatted. This is especially frustrating because these rules can be poorly publicized and very specific. Next, we'll outline what exactly must be in a compliant certification statement so you can avoid this trap. Next, here's our agenda. We'll clarify what certified means in immigration contexts, expose the low-cost translation pitfalls, give you the precise certification checklist, demonstrate a robust double-check workflow, cover formatting and attachment requirements, and then test your knowledge before wrapping up with key takeaways. Now, what does certified actually mean in this context? It does not require the translator to have a government license or formal seal. Instead, it's entirely about the documentation format. The certification statement must include three elements: a clear statement of the translator's competence in both languages, a declaration that the translation is complete and accurate, and the translator's full name, signature, and date. If any of these are missing, or if the statement is not securely affixed to the translation, the document can be rejected outright. With that foundation, let's move on to a practical checklist you can use immediately. Here is a concise checklist. The certification statement must explicitly say the translator is competent in both languages, must declare the translation is complete and accurate, and must include the translator's full name, signature, and date. It should be securely attached to the translation to prevent separation. Also, the statement should reference the specific source and target languages. Common mistakes include vague competence phrasing, omitting the words complete or accurate, failing to provide a handwritten or valid signature with the date, and keeping the certification as a loose sheet rather than securely attached. Moving on, let's address the so-called $20 translation trap. Lowest price providers often focus on general commercial or academic translations, and may auto-generate certification statements that lack required phrasing. Even reputable companies can miss nuances when the process is automated. As a result, you may pay less upfront but spend more later redoing work and dealing with delays. To avoid this, choose a provider that explicitly specializes in immigration documentation and outlines their acceptance guarantee, or hire a professional who understands these certification nuances. Furthermore, compare low-cost providers to immigration-specialized services. Low-cost options rely on generic templates and automation with limited review, which increases rejection risk and drives hidden rework costs. By contrast, immigration-specialized providers focus on tailored certification wording, manual quality assurance of names and dates, clear attachment protocols, and overall lower rejection risk with more reliable timelines. The difference is not merely price, it's compliance and predictability. This pie chart illustrates where costs accumulate when a translation is rejected. Approximately 40% is spent on retranslation, 20% on resubmission logistics such as scheduling, packaging, or courier fees, 10% on shipping and printing, and 30% represents the opportunity cost of time lost, such as missed appointments or delayed case processing. The exact percentages vary by situation, but the message is that apparent savings can quickly evaporate after a single rejection. Next, here is a mandatory double-check workflow. Compare every line of the translation to the original. Verify the spelling of names, including accents and capitalization. Confirm all dates, especially day and month order for non-US formats. Validate place names precisely, including city, province, and country. Dates. Inspect the certification statement for all three required elements and ensure it is securely attached to the translation. Use clear, high-contrast prints. And finally, review the full scan for legibility, correct page order, and completeness before submission. This sequence diagram shows the full path from translation to acceptance. The applicant engages the translator, then a quality assurance reviewer validates content and formatting. The package is assembled, including the certification statement, and proceeds to the intake step. If the certification is complete, intake is smooth, and the file moves to the adjudicating officer. If any element is missing, the process branches to rejection and resubmission, which adds time and cost. The key risk point is the certification statement. Catching issues before submission prevents the rejection path. Now let's detail formatting and attachment best practices. The certification must be securely affixed to the translation rather than loose. Explicitly reference the source and target languages, such as Spanish to English. Maintain consistent page numbering and ensure margins are visible. Provide clean, legible scans without shadows, blur, or skewed pages. Finally, avoid inconsistent fonts or stylistic variations that decrease readability. These small choices reduce friction at intake and protect against avoidable rejections. Additionally, here is a quick Markdown-style checklist you can copy and use. It reiterates the 3 mandatory certification elements: explicit language naming, secure attachment, meticulous verification of names, dates, and places, and a final scan review for clarity, order, and completeness. Treat this as your pre-submission gate. Quiz time. Which element is not required in a certification statement for immigration purposes? Option A is a statement of competence. Option B is a declaration of completeness and accuracy. Option C is the translator's full name, signature, and date. Option D is an official government translator license number. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is D. An official government translator license number is not required. Immigration certification focuses on the correct attestation language, an identifiable signature and date, not a special license. Here is your second quiz. Which single action most reduces the risk of rejection after you obtain a translation? Option A is relying on automation. Option B is manual verification. Option C is using the cheapest provider. Option D is submitting poor quality scans. You may pause the video now to consider your answer. We will discuss it in the next section. The correct answer is B. Manually verifying every line against the source is the most effective safeguard. This step catches mistakes that automated tools or generic workflows often miss, especially with names, dates, and place names. Before we conclude, an important disclaimer. This video is educational and does not constitute legal advice. Immigration situations vary, and requirements can change. For case-specific guidance, consult a qualified immigration attorney or accredited representative. Let's recap the key points. Certification for immigration is about correct wording and attachment rather than special licenses. The 3 essentials are competence in both languages, a complete and accurate declaration, and the translator's full name, signature, and date. Manual verification is the best way to avoid months of delay. Choose services that specialize in immigration over the cheapest options, and ensure your documents are clean, legible, and securely attached. In summary, understand what certified truly means in immigration contexts. Use the certification checklist for every submission. Double-check names, dates, and places. Keep statements securely attached with clear scans, and plan for compliance rather than chasing the lowest price. Following these steps significantly raises your chances of acceptance on the first try. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe for more practical guides. We would love to hear what tripped you up in your last submission. Share your experience and questions in the comments so others can learn from them as well.